Hello everyone, welcome to the second video in my writing series. This is part 2 review for B2 writing. How to write the perfect review. Let's take a look together. So what is a review? A review is an option in writing part 2 of the B2 Cambridge exam. It is normally a review of a film, TV series or book. However, it could also be a review of a restaurant, event or holiday experience. This is less typical. Normally it's the first 3, but it could be the others. Here are some important facts about reviews which are always true. 140 to 190 words. 180 is the sweet spot. I always tell my students try to write closer to the maximum than the minimum, because sometimes if you focus on being quick with your language, the examiners might think you don't have a lot of ideas. So there's a lot more pressure on being accurate if you do less words. 2, semi-formal style. So I put, imagine it's something you might read in a magazine. We've all read reviews of movies, and so you know the style that it is written in. It's not super formal, but it's not like you're talking to your friend. So it's journalistic formality. 4 beautiful paragraphs. Yes, this is really important. 4 paragraphs every time for a review, and I will explain what each paragraph must be. Use specific language for reviews. I'm going to show you some amazing expressions for you to use in a review. Okay, have a look at this question. What is important? So pause my video now. Read the question. Don't pause it yet. Pause it when I'm finished. Read the question and highlight for me the important information you need to write. Okay? Pause the video. Welcome back. I don't know why I stayed quiet if it is paused. Here are the important parts. What is it about? Why you liked it and who you would recommend it to. So you have to say these things. It might seem obvious, but trust me, from my experience with my students, sometimes the obvious things are not obvious for them. So make sure you read carefully the question. Let's talk about paragraph structure. Okay, here are your 4 paragraphs. We have introduction, plot, interesting surprising point, and conclusion. What does this mean? So, introduction, I put next to this, remember a cool title. This is really important. For a review, it's really great to put a title at the top. Something to grab your attention, you know. If you see a review in a newspaper of a movie, there will always be a title to grab your attention. So include this. And in your introduction, you want to build my interest. You want to say something about the movie's reputation or something from the past. We will talk about this. Then you have plot in the second paragraph. This is the story. What's it about? What are the characters? What's the general theme of the film? Try not to give a spoiler. So if it was the movie Titanic, for example, don't say in your plot, boat gets hit by an iceberg and everyone dies. This is obvious for most people who know this movie, but talk about the fact there are 2 people that fall in love and they meet on this boat. Then paragraph 3 is an interesting or surprising point. I always tell my students, think of something unique that you loved about the film. Was it the music? Was it the acting? Was it a specific scene that made you go, whoa? And talk about that in the 3rd paragraph. And the final paragraph is conclusion. Do you recommend this film, yes or no? Why? So we can talk about specific language for conclusions in a while. Okay, look at this example review I've written for the question about the TV series Stranger Things. I want you to read my review and highlight or write down the expressions and vocabulary that you think is really good. Okay, pause the video. Welcome back. Here are the things that are really good. So what have I included here? 4 paragraphs, yes. Good word count, yes. Variety of expressions, yes. Strong grammar, clear and interesting opinions, and a nice title. So here you can see a few things with adverbs, present perfect tense. We've got a phrasal verb here. more adverb expressions. I love adverbs in writing. They're really impressive in my opinion. Conditional, lots of good stuff. I would highly recommend watching. Wow. So this is 10 out of 10, full points from Cambridge for this review. Now look at this one and say, what do you think is bad about it? So same question, different writing level. Read it and highlight the problems and try to fix them. Okay, go. Welcome back. Okay, so firstly, we talk about the fact it's too short. It's under 140 words. It's missing a second paragraph. The plot is in the first paragraph. This is wrong. Multiple low-level errors, A2, B1 level. Not enough ideas. No title. This review is poo-poo. This review is not good. It's bad. And here are some improvements. So if you refer back to the previous one, I've improved it here. Put a few notes. Instead of to win the monsters, you beat the monsters. You don't say recommend to doing something. To does not exist. You want to include nicer language and a higher level of language. Hopefully you read that and think, I can write better than this. If that's the case, good job. Planning is vital, as always. So spend a few minutes really thinking about what you are going to review, something you have seen recently or something you love. Try not to invent something unless you are a creative genius. In my experience, my students are not the most creative with inventing stories, but if you are, try it. And some important language. Have a look at these expressions. I would strongly or highly recommend watching. The really took my breath away. The music, the soundtrack, the actors. I couldn't recommend it more. That's really nice. If you love action, comedy, romance, then this is the perfect film for you. Also very good. I talked before about titles. And these are some example titles from films. I want you to read the title, pause the video, read the title and try to guess what film it is about. Pause. Welcome back. Okay, A Magical World of Wizards and Witches, Harry Potter, of course. Not Just a Doll, a symbol of female power. Barbie, The Bloody Battle for the Iron Throne, Game of Thrones. You've Always Got a Friend in Me, Toy Story or Toy Story 3 or whatever Toy Story you prefer. These are creative and really interesting titles, okay? Try to do something like this for your review. Okay, in your introduction, you can write something impactful, something to make me go, whoa. Look at these examples here. If you thought Titanic was only about a sinking ship, think again. If you like horror and being scared stiff, The Conjuring is the perfect film for you. You can read these examples on your own. I don't need to read them for you, but these are 4 ways you can start your review. Find your favorite and use it. Okay, 4 ways to be positive. What I liked most about The Simpsons was the characters, was the story. The thing which really stood out, caught my eye, took me by surprise, was the directing, the use of music. I was pleasantly surprised by the plot twist. The music really left a lasting impression or left me speechless. There's so many expressions to say it impressed me. So that's 4 ways to be positive. Here are 4 ways to be negative. Sometimes reviews can be negative, depending on the question. What I disliked more than anything was the awful acting, the terrible music. I was rather disappointed by the ending. Unfortunately, the story was a bit of a letdown, to let me down, disappoint. The film in general didn't really meet my expectations. Good. Here are some useful terms for reviewing movies or books. You can read through these. I don't want to read like a robot. So read these, have a look, but also search on the internet for other expressions. These are some of my favorites and some that I have taken myself from the internet over the years, and some of them from my own opinion, but I also find good expressions to teach my students. Okay, marking your writing. So I talked about this in the previous video. This is kind of boring stuff. But for your information, you need 60% to pass, and that's an average score. The writing is marked in 4 categories. You have content, communication, language, and organization. Here I explain what that means. So when you're writing, think about all these things. Think about your grammar. Think about, are you answering the question properly? Think about what the examiner wants. Okay, here's an example question to try. So try this question. Do it naturally. Don't use the internet. Use my slideshow. And then use ChatGPT to check the quality and give you a Cambridge score. I wish I could do it, but I'm a very busy person. And AI, maybe they can mark better than me. Who knows? Who knows? But try it yourself. And a little extra thing, I have a writing marking offer. So do you want your writing marked by a Cambridge exam expert? That's me. I will mark your writing and send you notes for €5. So if you like my video and you want my help, I'm very happy to mark your writing for €5. And so you can send me a message through the YouTube link, the YouTube channel, comment below, and I will give you some information. But I'm very happy to mark your writings. I mark all my students' writings, and I love to do it because I also want to improve as a Cambridge writing marker. Okay, that's great. So good luck in your B2 exams, guys. Use this video to remember the review structure and language. And if you live in Valencia, Spain, come to Queen's Academy for an English course. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.